and choosing. Yeah, man. He don't know the right and doing the wrong from this fun with ministry. When he didn't come to children stepwise. Even though they make mention of them and those, fire burn, never be friend. Fire burn. You know why? You know why? Yes, them have the heart of a pagan. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. People are moved with Satan. Righteous trod in the countenance of the Almighty One. Them have the heart of demons. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. People are moved with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. Good people see hostility rising daily. Ignorant multiply brutality. I see that they run down left money. We struggle the hard road with fight beginning. Our I.S.U.P.K having baby. Nothing that happen now do not seems to amaze way. We know that is the fulfillment of prophecy. Our I.S.U.P.K them no build school is church and penitentiary. Church, they penitentiary never empty. Still playing a mental trick on me. Listen, you check you and me check me, and let's bring more love in the black community. Them are the heart of a pagan. The children of the heart of a lion, I know. Evil are moved with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. No, them are the heart of demons. The children of the heart of a lion, I know. Evil are moved with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. Respect the father of the prophet Moses and Abraham. You have to respect the father of Jacob and Solomon. Respect the creator of many nations. He made the birds, he made the bees, the fishes of the ocean, and fastened them together with his mighty. And he made the man, he made woman, children, the future of the land. So who is you to disrespect the creator, man? 72 nations go down and crowd him conquering one. It would be beautiful in the sight of God, the Holy One, to see the unification of my nation. Them have the heart of a pagan. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil are moved with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. Them have the heart of demons. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil are moved with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. People see hostility rising daily. Ignorant multiply brutality. We I see that the run gone left mommy to struggle the hard road with fight beginning. Our I say baby having baby. Nothing that happen no do not seems to amaze way. We know that is the fulfillment of prophecy. Our I see them not build school is church and penitentiary. Church they penitentiary never empty. Still playing a mental trick on me. Them have the heart of a pagan. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. People are moved with Satan.
Shalom, Israel, with the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, starting out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commanding General YAHANNA. Today, we want to let you know why you have to go through so many tests and trials, tribulations in your life. You understand? The Most High and the way He works, being that He knows He's about to overflow you with the power of running the planet Earth, He has to put you through great pain and scrutiny, because you can't have a bunch of emotional, crying, weak, soft men running the earth. So He has to test you to see if you deserve the power that He wants to give you. That's why life is so hard. Life is so hard because the power that's going to come with passing these tests are going to be great. It's going to be more than you could even imagine. You understand? So we're going to start this class. We're going to open it up with questions. Anybody got any questions before we get into this topic? You can bring them forth now.
I want to ask something. I was reading Obadiah. Is Obadiah all about the destruction of Esau?
It's not just about the destruction of Esau. It's about the destruction of all nations. Somebody go to Obadiah. You have any specific question about it? Specific question?
I don't know. I was reading it because I think one day y'all said that Obadiah was all about, I guess, the destruction of him.
Right.
And I was reading and I seen that it only have, I guess, one chapter.
One chapter. It's straight to the point.
Yeah.
Obadiah got straight to the point when he started talking about how the Lord was going to kill the white man. He made it one chapter sweet. But it's not just about the white man. It's about the white man. It's sorely surrounded the white man. But read verse 15.
This is the book of Obadiah, verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen.
Just the white man.
All the heathen.
It's not just, it's about the white man because the white man is the center of attention. Give me the Zondervan Bible Dictionary and give me Edom. So you can understand why Obadiah is going so hard on Edom, because the Lord hates the white man. Why does the Lord hate the white man? Read verse 10.
Oh, this is the book of Obadiah, verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
The reason the Lord hates the white man is because of what he's done to you. You understand? The white man took it upon himself to punish you to the extent that the Lord didn't want you to be punished. You understand? The Lord wanted you to be punished, but he didn't want to utterly destroy you. You understand? So because of the violence that they've committed against you, that is why they're the center of attention. You understand? I'm going to get that. Can somebody give me the book of Baruch? Give me the book of Baruch real fast.
What chapter?
Let me see. Let me get.
That's in the Apocrypha.
That's right, in the Apocrypha. Chapter 4, verse 6. We're going to come back to that. Hold on. Read with it. Read with that.
In the Apocrypha, the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 6. Ye were sold to the nation, not for your destruction.
Not for your what?
Not for your destruction.
You were sold to the nation not to start calling yourself African Americans. Not to not know who you are anymore. But read.
But because ye moved Yahweh to wrath.
See, the Lord wanted you to get punished, but he didn't want you to become homosexuals. He didn't want you to get on crack. He didn't want to utterly destroy you to where you don't even know who the hell you are. In every other captivity we've been in, we still knew who we were. You know what I mean? We still knew we were the Israelites. We still were able to keep our laws and our customs, but we still had the white man over us, or the Babylonians over us, or the Persians over us. But when the white man got over us, it was like, look, I'm going to rule over you, and I'm going to make it to where I destroy you. Keep reading.
Ye are delivered unto the enemy.
That's what we've been given over to, the enemies. Go ahead.
If I may, not only did they do all that, but they also try to steal their inheritance back.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? By taking our identity, calling themselves Jews, making our customs that the God of the Bible gave us into a religion.
Right. People on YouTube, if you got any questions, just type your questions in and we're going to break the scriptures down for you as well if you got any questions. All right, now read what you got in Edom, in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. This is the reason Obadiah was going so hard on the Edomites. All right, read.
This is the definition of Edom in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Edom, Edomites, red, the nation and its people who were descendants of Esau. Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as a scene of great future judgment, seen notably in Isaiah 34:5, 6, 6:63-1. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from God.
She's the what?
She is the only She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from God.
You hear that? So that's why that's why Obadiah is going so hard on them. Because they're the people that receive no kind of mercy. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just about Esau, but it's more so about Esau because they're not going to get any mercy. You understand? Can I ask you a question? All right, no sweat. Anybody else got any questions? Salaki, Lamanya, can you tell Ron to get my phone charger out of my car? My phone charger. Here you go. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Well, I had a question about there's a scripture that speaks of prophesy in part, and the Christian Israelite group I was in, man, they made that a reference to this pastor or this man that talks being the Israelite is the truth, had his truth, and then this pastor had this truth, and then that pastor had that truth, and you add that up, and then so it was total ignorance and wickedness.
Right.
But I just wanted to go into that scripture.
So basically, what they trying to say is, since it said in part that everybody had a part of the truth.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. Where's it at? 1 Corinthians? Let's go to 1 Corinthians 13. Prophesied in part. Start at verse 9.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 9. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. Verse 10. But when that which is perfect is come, but when that which is perfect is come, then what which is in part shall be done away.
Now, what does that mean? Now, it said we know in part and we prophesy in part, but when that which is perfect is come. What was perfect that came? Christ came. Christ is perfect, right? So when Christ came, then what? Read.
Verse 11.
No, right? We read back to 10. Yeah.
Then that which is in part shall be done away.
So what does this mean? Somebody tell me. Let me see if you got some understanding.
That's saying that all the prophecies that came before came into being fulfilled when Christ came. He is what made it all come together.
So has Christ returned? Are we in our kingdom?
Not yet, but I figured that was speaking of what they spoke about before Christ came.
It is, but you can't leave any room for a Christian to try to cut you. You got to make it plain. Make it plain. What is he really saying? What did Christ come to do? Save Israel. Go ahead. Fulfill the law. You're getting closer now. Christ came to teach you how to follow the law. Christ came to teach you how to operate on the Sabbath. Christ came because the Pharisees and the Sadducees thought that if you ain't wash your hands if you was picking corn on the Sabbath, you were working. They felt like they didn't understand how to operate on the Sabbath. So Christ came to show us how to follow the laws. So in our mind, it was in part. We didn't have a full understanding of the law. Go ahead.
Jeremiah helped out with that one because he Christ also, most importantly, taught us how to judge righteously.
Exactly.
And show mercy.
So we didn't have the full understanding. We just had a part of the understanding.
Right.
So read that verse again.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 10.
Start at 9.
Verse 9. For we know in part and we prophesy in part.
Read.
Verse 10. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away.
So what is that which is in part that's done away?
Like the part of not understanding the law perfectly.
Exactly. Not understanding is what was done away with. All camps don't have the truth. You understand? IUIC believes that all camps have the truth. You know why? Because they say the law is the truth. But if you're not following the law the right way, then what? You're not doing it the right way. You're not in the truth. So if you got a plastic bag over your food and you sitting your food on the hood of your car to warm your food up because you can't cook and you can't work on the Sabbath, then what are you doing? You're not doing it the right way. Because the Sabbath is made for the man. The man ain't made for the Sabbath. The Sabbath is your day off. If your boss calls you into work, he's the one that's in sin. Because that's your day off.
Right.
But you don't know that because you prophesying in part, not understanding what it is that the law is actually saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask that. So it's the boss, and so the boss call you in. If you have a choice, and you say yes,
you in hell, if you gotta go to work. But the business is not even supposed to be open on the Sabbath.
Right.
The business is not even supposed to be making, everything is to be closed on the Sabbath. See, in the kingdom, matter of fact, give me Isaiah chapter 13. Give me Isaiah 13. Let me get that real quick to help you understand. Because this is how the kingdom is going to be when Christ returns. All nations are going to learn from us in the kingdom when Christ returns. Let me see. It should be shaking. I know it's going to be shaking. Give me verse. Start at verse 14.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 14. And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up.
Mm-hmm.
They shall every man turn to his own people,
Mm-hmm.
and flee every one into his own land.
Read.
Verse 15. Every one that is found shall be thrust through.
Read.
And every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Give me verse 9.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger.
Hold on, I forgot the point I was trying to make. What was the question?
So like if I may, we were talking about prophesying in part.
Mm-hmm. What he just asked.
Oh, he asked about if you were called into work and you had a choice.
Okay. Well, the point is that the other nations are going to learn from us. The scripture I should have went to was Deuteronomy 4 and 6. That's the scripture I should have went to. That gives you straight to the point. That everybody's going to learn from us. And in this chapter, in Isaiah chapter 13, it tells you that as well. That everybody's going to come. They're going to look at us. They're going to learn from us. Read verse 4 and 6. Read that verse.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom.
This is whose wisdom?
Your wisdom.
This is our wisdom. Read.
And your understanding in the sight of the nation.
So the reason people don't understand how to actually follow the law is because who teaches them how to follow the law? The white man. But this is whose wisdom?
This is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation.
Keep reading.
Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
That's why we messed up, because we are learning from the students. We should be the ones teaching everybody. So the reason we prophesy in part is because we don't have a full understanding, because we're learning from people that are not our people. They don't have the Spirit of the Lord. Who has the Spirit of the Lord? Which are Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So that's what the first thing you need to make sure is that you're learning from men that have the understanding. The first way you can detect if he got understanding is if he's a white man, then you know for a fact that he what? He's a devil and what? He has no understanding. He don't understand this because this is, read the next verse.
Verse 7. For what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them?
Do you hear that? What nation is there great that has God so close to them? No other nation has God close to them like we do. Right. Keep reading.
As the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for.
That everybody call upon him for.
That the things that we call upon him for.
Keep reading.
Verse 8. And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as this law which is set before you this day?
Now, this is the part that cuts the Christian church. Read the next verse.
Verse 9. Only take heed to thyself.
Only take heed to everybody.
Only take heed to thyself.
We got to look out for everybody on the earth because we all bleed red.
Only take heed to thyself.
The Bible tells you to only look after yourself. But why don't you know that? Because you're learning from dumbasses. Right. So now you were prophesying in part. You didn't have the understanding fully because you were learning from a people that are not a people. You understand? Keep reading.
And keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen.
You know why we so destroyed? Because we've forgotten what our eyes have seen. Why have we forgotten?
Because we died and come back and we forget our past life.
Read the next part.
Okay. And lest they depart from them thy sons and thy sons' sons.
It's departed from your mind. You know why it's departed? Because when you die and come back, you are taught something totally different. You're not taught that you're an Israelite. You black when you come back. You die an Israelite and you come back African American. So it's departed from you. Go ahead.
I have a question, sir. So would this also have to deal with like you know, like how scripture says like a gift destroys the heart, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know, in slavery we knew the white man was the devil.
Right.
In Jim Crow we knew the white man was the devil. So is civil rights. But when we got like affirmative action, you know, we started getting, you know, some type of, I guess, reward in this kingdom. We became complacent and complicit. Would that have something to do with it as well, sir?
Yes, it has a lot to do with it. And it also has to do with Martin Luther King. Because before Martin Luther King, we was thriving. You understand? The white man, you got to fight for civil rights. Civil.
Right.
Not even human rights, civil rights. White man's the devil, the Bible speaks of. All right, go ahead.
Verse 10, especially the day that thou stoodest before the Lord.
That's it. That's all I need for that.
Kind
So that answer your question now? Your question about prophesying in part. Why would we prophesy in part?
Because we didn't know.
Exactly. Now read the next verse after that.
Verse 10?
Yeah, keep reading. Read verse 11.
Okay. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11. When I was a child, I spake as
What is that
child.
talking about? When I was a child, what does that mean?
Having simple understanding.
Exactly. This is about understanding. You know what I'm saying? When I was a child, I spake as a child. Go ahead.
I understood as a child.
See, I what as a child?
I understood as a child.
When you was in a fake Israelite group and when you was a Christian, you did what?
Understood as a child.
Read.
I thought as a child, but when I became a man.
But when I got into UPK.
When I became a man.
When I took the oath
and took the name that the Lord gave me, I did what?
When I became a man, I put away childish things.
That's when you put away childish things. Read the next verse.
Verse 12. For now we will see through a glass darkly.
Why were we seeing through a glass darkly?
Because all we saw was the death of sin.
Yeah, but referring to the verse before that.
Understood.
Right. So you seeing through a glass darkly because what? Huh? You don't have no understanding. It's hard to understand. You young in the truth. You a child. So you thought as a child. You understood as a child. Now you seeing through a glass darkly. Now read.
But when face to face.
What's face to face?
Seeing the Most High face to face.
Yeah, you can use that because that's what it was with Moses. Now we know that nobody saw the Lord face to face, but when you taught, coming to class, now face to face, read.
Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also as I am known.
Now you know also as you are known. Now you know what it is. Because what? You come where? You come to class, faster. You come face to face to learn what you didn't know, to put away childish things. That's what it's talking about. Christians that say that everybody got the truth are dumbasses.
Right.
Everybody can't have the truth. There's only one truth. Because there's only one body. Yeah. It's not more. There's only one. Is that it? Tawad? All right. Let me get all right, let's talk about the topic. Anybody else got any more questions? Go ahead. Where's that?
I wanted a breakdown on Leviticus 26, verse 33. Let me find the other parts. Starting at verse 33.
All right, go ahead. Read what you need. No, let him read. What is his question?
And I will, the book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 33. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste. Then shall the land enjoy her Sabbaths, as long as it lieth desolate, and ye be in your enemy's land. Even then shall the land rest and enjoy her Sabbath. As long as it lieth desolate, it shall rest, because it did not rest in your Sabbath when you dwelt upon it. So my question would be like, what is it saying? We didn't enjoy the Sabbath, like we didn't keep the law?
Yeah, read verse 1. Read verse 1 of the chapter.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 1. Ye shall make you no idols, nor a graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto it, for I am the Lord your God.
Keep reading.
Ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord.
Keep on.
If ye walk in my statutes,
if you do what?
Walk in my statutes,
then what's going to happen?
And keep my commandments and do them, then I will give you rain in due season, and the land shall yield her increase, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit.
Keep reading.
And your refreshing shall reach unto the vintage, and the vintage shall reach unto the sowing time, and ye shall eat your bread to the full and dwell in your land safely.
What does that mean? If you do what, then what's going to happen?
Would it be like the same as, I place you above all nations?
Exactly. He's telling you, if you are obedient to me, then I'll make it to where your land is always flourishing. I'll make it to where your people are always great. Keep reading. Read the next 2 verses.
Oh, okay.
And
I will And I will give peace in the land.
I will do what?
Give peace in the land. And ye shall lie down, and none shall make you afraid. And I will rid evil beasts out of the land, neither shall the sword go through your hand.
Now, this is finna tell you what'll happen if you're obedient to the Lord. Read the next verse.
And ye shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight.
100 of you are going to do what?
Put 10,000 to flight.
This is a scripture about spiritual power right here. This is power that the Lord going to give you. 5 of you are going to do what?
Put chase 100.
Sean Posh, you might need this precept right here. 5 of you are going to do what?
Chase 100.
5 of you going to chase 100. And what?
And 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight.
That is power that the Lord is going to give you if you do what? If you keep the commandments. But then you drop down to your verse that you're asking about. Then what happens? Now, since you ain't respecting the Sabbath, I'll put somebody else in the land and put the land at peace with you out of it.
So this is a will this be a prophecy for when Israel got taken out of the land and the Syrians put
the Samaritans, which is so-called Ethiopians, in the land. And that's why the Ethiopians think they the goddamn Jews. So that's why the Samaritan woman came to Christ and was telling Christ, our father Jacob lived in this land and all that. And he was like, you don't even know what you worship.
Right.
Because salvation is of the Jews. You're not my people. You're not a Jew. But you thought you were doing right because when they moved into our land, what happened to them?
Converted. Initially,
when they first moved into the land, what happened to them?
They was getting attacked and all that.
They was getting ate by lions and all kind of stuff. So what had to happen?
They brought like some priests back or something.
They brought priests in the land to show them how to keep what?
The law.
The law and what else?
The Sabbath.
Sabbaths is what you're reading. So they was teaching the Sabbaths. They was teaching how to keep feast days and all that. Because other than that, lions, tigers, and bears were going to come and eat their asses up for being in our land. So the Lord made it to where these heathen came into our land and they did what we were supposed to do to keep our land. So that's why they started thinking that they were our people. They started thinking that they were the people of the Lord. And they wasn't. So Christ had to cut them. Like, we know what we worship, but you don't.
She knew she wasn't a Jew, though, right?
She didn't. She thought she was a Jew. That's why she said, our father Jacob. So she thought that she was part of it because she thought she was a convert.
So that I might have it wrong. That's not the scripture where she said what they said. You're a Jew and you don't pretty much deal with our people like that. That wasn't that scripture.
I think it is that scripture when she said that. She knew that she was a Jew, but she thought like a Christian. I can be brought in, grafted in, adopted in. Okay. She thought that she could come in to the Commonwealth of Israel because she did what? She kept the feast days. She followed the laws. She did everything that she was supposed to do to get the inheritance, but she wasn't of the bloodline. That's when Paul cuts you with, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertained the adoption and the glory and the covenants and all of that. It didn't pertain to them. So that's what that's talking about. No sweat. Go ahead.
All right. So now with that, what you're saying right there, so with the parable of the Good Samaritan, that he was speaking on one of those moved in people, that one of the Levites that got moved into Samaria, not one of those Samaritans.
You're gonna have to pull the precept for me to let me know, because I don't want to I ain't finna freestyle it. Pull the precept and let's read it. Anybody on the conference call got any questions? Okay. Until you find it, let me get let's go on to the topic. Topic being that the Lord has to test you before he rewards you. The Lord is going to give blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans what when Christ returns? The kingdom. What is the kingdom? Is the kingdom, like 20,000 square feet with a wall around it?
No, it's the earth.
The what?
The whole entire earth.
Rulership over the planet Earth. The planets. Now, somebody find that scripture that say that you can't even imagine the things that the Lord is gonna give you. What's that? Eyes haven't seen. I got it. Ears haven't heard. And all that. Find that for me. You can't even imagine what the Lord want to give you. It hasn't even entered into the mind. That's what you need to look up. Yeah. Hold that scripture for me, sis. Get that to one of the brothers. Now, let me go to 2 Timothy 2:1. Y'all go to 2 Timothy 2:1. I need you to read this for me. 2 Timothy. And let me show you something. The Lord is going to give blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans rulership over the planet Earth.
That's right.
Now, how are you going to get rulership over the earth if you can't stop smoking weed?
Right.
If an edge up controls you, you can't adjust your lifestyle and with an edge up. An edge up stops you from coming into the school. Pork stops you from coming to the school. You think the Lord will give you power? You think the Lord will give you power to where, we just read it in this chapter in Leviticus, that five of you chase off 100? Ain't that what it said? That 100 of you will chase off 10,000? So imagine 100 emotional niggas. You know what I'm saying? In a war. The Lord ain't gonna give you no power. The Lord ain't gonna give you no strength. Read what you got on.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 1. Thou, therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Christ, Yahushua.
Right.
Verse 2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to the same thou commit thou to faithful men.
You gotta commit the truth that you received down to other men that have the same spirit that you have. Other women that understand and want to purge themselves from this world. You can't, that's why we don't just give flyers out to everybody. We give flyers out to people that really want to be here, that really want to change their life. Keep reading.
Who shall be able to teach others also?
Who should be able to do what?
Teach others also.
How are you able to teach others? Sisters, how do y'all teach people?
By being taught first.
Right, but what is the best teacher that you can have? What is the best thing in the planet that can teach someone? YAHANNA, get in class. That's a good answer. What's the best teacher? Come on, it's easy. How's it out?
Failure.
That's a good teacher too. Go ahead. Experience is a good teacher too. If I want to come into the truth, who am I gonna watch? Your life is the best teacher. If you want to lead somebody in the truth, they're not going to come into the truth and you say you in the truth, but you live just like them. They want to see that what you are saying actually works. You saying, I don't celebrate Christmas, I don't eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, and the Lord with me, the Lord ain't with you. How the Lord with you and you smoking weed? How the Lord with you and you out here being a homosexual? You're doing the same thing that I'm doing. How the hell are we any different? Why should I give up my pork, my bacon cheeseburger? You know what I'm saying? Why should I give my bacon cheeseburger to come into this school that you in and to follow the Lord when I can get blessed because you're getting blessed and you're doing the same thing I'm doing? The best teacher is your life. So the best way that you teach somebody is by your actions. Go ahead, sis.
Just a short story. I called my sister this morning, and I totally forgot what was happening today. Like my father's a pastor, and he getting installed and taking over this church, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, "You going?" I was like, "No." I said, "You know, I'm gonna go to church."
Right.
She was like, "But if we just going to support," I said, "Listen, if it's about supporting our Father versus obeying the Lord, I'm going to obey the Lord because I read the Bible, and you know, I understand that it's wrong to go to church."
Get a sister hand. You understand? That is the best. Because other people don't see it like that. They, you know, it's nothing. It's okay if I go in church and hear, you know, Jesus is excellent. Clap my hand and pat my feet and rock and that ain't what the Lord wants for you to be and what wants for you to do. Read the next verse.
Come. Verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness.
Endure what?
Hardness.
Read.
As a good soldier.
See, that's the problem. You gotta understand. That's what the Christian church want to talk about. We are soldiers in the army and all that. They gonna tell you that all the time, but life ain't warfare for them.
Right.
They not fighting nothing. Who's fighting against the Christians? Who's telling them to not do something? Who's telling them that their lifestyle is wrong? What war are they going through? Nothing. The Lord wants you to be a soldier. You understand? Keep reading.
Con. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of YAHANNA.
Read.
Verse 4. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
You can't be a warrior and be worried about everything that's going on in this life. Everything that the white man puts against you, why is he putting it against you? Because it's a what? It's a test, and this is a what?
Battle.
This is a fight. This is war. Understand? So everything that you're going through is because you are fighting a battle. You're fighting a war. That's what this is about. So no man that warreth, read it again.
No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
Keep reading.
That he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier.
The Lord wants you to be a warrior, man. The Lord wants you to be a soldier. But you can't be a soldier if you're being emotional. You can't be a soldier if all you're thinking about is what people think about you because you're following the Lord. You understand? Every time you come to class and you tell people, "Oh, I'm going to class," they thinking, brainwashing them. But if that's what's bothering you and that's what's going to keep you from class, you'll never grow. You'll never become the soldier the Lord wants you to be. And when the Lord is ready to give out the power, you're not going to be ready to embody the power that the Lord wants to give out. The Lord, the scriptures say that the Lord he wants you to do greater things than he did. Christ walked on water. He wants you to do greater things than that. Christ healed the sick and raised the dead. And he wants you to do greater things than that. But how are you going to do that? You emotional. When everything that comes up in your life makes you stop coming to class, makes you stop doing the work of the Lord, makes you stop being who the Lord knows you really are inside, but you're too weak to do it. Keep reading.
Verse 5. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet he is not crowned, except he strive lawfully. Verse 6, the husbandman that laboreth must be first partaker of the fruits.
You understand? You can't. What is mastery? What is mastery talking about? What is mastery?
So like if I may be skilled at many different things.
Being skilled at what you do. Being skilled at what? What are you trying to be skilled at? It's in the verses there what you just read. Say that again. Being skilled, give her a hand. Being skilled at war. Why do you need to be skilled at war? Get that brother a hand. The house of the Malakwa getting all the hands today, goddamn. You gotta be skilled at warfare because life is about warfare. You understand? Go ahead.
And if I could, sir, the saying is it takes a minimum of 10,000 hours to be at the lowest level of mastery at anything.
You hear that? A minimum of 10,000 hours. That's a lot of time you got to put in. And the Lord, the way the Lord has the truth set up, even if you hear us on the streets and you're like, man, I'm bringing out the truth. What we saying to you on the streets, Lucky, is not going to get you in the kingdom. You have to put your own time into this. You have to make a decision to say, man, what the brother was bringing out was heavy. I want some more. And then you come to one class and then you're going to say, man, I need some more. Then you come to another class and man, you can say, I need some more. And it has to become a lifestyle. It can't just be a hobby. It can't just be something that you like, it's cool, you know, what about it? You know, no, it has to become your life in order for it to benefit you. It's just like working out. If you don't work out, you're not going to get the body that you want. You can go walking all you want, but you're going to have to eat right. It's going to have to become an entire lifestyle for it to benefit you. Well, that's the same way with the scriptures. This has to become a lifestyle. It can't be something you do just on Sunday.
Right.
It can't just be something that you just pick up, you know, once a week. I went to Bible study Wednesday. Then you go to church on Sunday and you dance for the whole damn 2 or 3 hours you in there. And you go to Bible study and you get a Sunday school lesson on David and Goliath. And you think you're ready for the war that's out here in life.
Right.
No. You got to come to class daily. You got to fight against your flesh daily. You got to get counsel daily. You got to get help daily because life is about fighting. Why is life about war? Because, go ahead.
God is a man of war.
Give her a hand. That's what I'm talking about. The Lord is a man of war. So if the Lord is a man of war, then life is about warfare. And his children have to be trained for the fight. You understand? That's what this is all about. Let me get Philippians 4:11. Yeah, Philippians 4:11. First person to get it, read it.
It's the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 11. Not that I spake in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I'm in, therewith to be content.
See, the problem is you're so American that you can't be content when you're going through hard times. Because you turn on MTV Cribs, you see everybody with big houses and nice cars. You turn on BET, you see everybody throwing money in the air and shooting big guns with big booties all around them, and you just not content with your life. You gotta go out and get more and more and more of a place that's falling every day.
Right.
This place is being destroyed. Payless is going out of business.
Right.
Who else is going out of business? Toys R Us is gone. Who else? GameStop going out of business. Who? Radio Shack been gone. Everybody's going out of business. But you trying to put stock into a place that falls every hour. You understand? Your stock should go into what's rising. If you know anything about stock, then you put your money into the thing that's growing, not what's falling. Well, as a Christian, as an American, as an African American, you are trying to put stock into the thing that's falling because you're ignorant. You don't understand what life is about. You don't understand that this is a fight. You don't understand that you need to be content with what you have. Does the Lord's Prayer say, give us, Lord, our yearly bread? Is that what it say? Does it say, give us, Lord, our yearly bread? Is that what it say? Give us the bread for a life. No. It says, give us what? A daily bread. Now, how am I going to give somebody power over the earth and they can't be content with the simple things?
Right.
You can't even control yourself when you're going through small, little frivolous things. Oh man, my wife, man, she's getting on my nerves, man. I can't take it no more. A woman. My man, he trying to get another wife. Your man is gonna stop you from the kingdom?
Right.
Is what's gonna stop you? My job just fired me. A job? Is that gonna stop? Man, I gotta smoke this weed because I'm stressed. You understand? My mama, she don't like the truth. She don't like, she say I'm in a cult. I can't do it, man. I can't come to that class. I can't put on it all black. Your mama stopping you for the kingdom? Okay. Well, when the Lord tells you to go and kill your mama because she's wicked, you're gonna be like, but my mama? You're not a soldier.
Right.
Because what did Christ say? Give me Luke 19:27. Let me show you what he said.
It's the book of Luke.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 27. But those my enemies, which would not that I shall reign over them.
Why are we in the UPK? For rulership. And what do we want? We want to show the Lord what? That we soldiers and we what? That we want Christ to rule and we love him. We love the Lord by keeping his commandments. We want Christ to be in rulership. So those mine enemies that wish that I would what?
That I should not reign over them.
So who are the people that don't want Christ to reign over them? Christians. How do we know it's the Christians? Because they don't even believe in Jesus being black.
They don't keep the law, statutes.
They don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments. So they don't want Christ to rule over them. Read. Go ahead.
I believe the term is not my Jesus.
That ain't their Jesus. Not my Jesus. Not my Jesus. So if you don't want me to rule over you, then what happens? Read.
Bring hither and slay them.
Bug them.
Bring hither and slay them before me.
Bring them here. What Christ is saying. And slay them before me. Now, when Christ says, go get your mama and come and slay her before me. If you're not a soldier, you're going to say, but my mama though? But my uncle? No. The Lord ain't going to give you power if you're not a soldier. If you can't follow orders, then why should the Lord let you walk on water? Because when you walk on water, who you going to say let you walk on water? No, who are you going to say let you walk on water if you don't follow orders? You. You know, I've been working out these powers I got. You know, I got these powers. I've been had these powers. I just ain't tell nobody. You know, so I guess I'm gonna show y'all a little bit of it. What are we gonna say when we get powers? Most High in Christ. We're gonna say Barakatah Yahweh or Yahweh Shah. We gonna let it be known that it was the angels who had done it. You know what I'm saying? But when you as not being a soldier, you're gonna say, you know, I've been flexing, working my powers out. I've been watching Naruto. I've been working on my hand signals. You know what I'm saying? And I got my chakra up. You know what I'm saying?
Sure you got it.
That's exactly. That's what happens when you're not a soldier. You have to know who you get the power from. You have to respect who the Lord puts over you. You have to become as a child again. Go ahead.
So like I said, if I could, what's so heavy about that? We see that all the time in the scripture, especially when you go back to Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
He told him, bring him hither,
right,
and slay him before me.
Right, that's exactly what he said.
And he tested his will, and he would have done it.
Mm-hmm. And that's a perfect example. Abraham waited 100 years to have a son. 100. You mad at the Lord, you can't have a child and you 30. The Lord gave Abraham a son at 100. As soon as he came, he said, kill him.
Right.
If I could add on that, sir.
You could.
The fact that he waited 100 was cool, but he had a son before that. It was the fact that he waited 100 with this woman.
The one he promised.
The woman he was promised.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That she didn't even believe that she was going to be able to have a son.
Now watch this. If they wouldn't have fought, if they wouldn't have kept trying, then what would happen? They would have never came. So that means Sarah and Isaac were what?
Yes.
No. They were warriors. They were soldiers.
Right. Abraham and Sarah.
They was soldiers. They fought through the hard times. They fought through the not being able to have a child for 100 years. You understand? That's real discipline. Go ahead.
Salakia, my maid.
The pleasure of sleep is not bad at all either.
It ain't. It ain't at all. We ain't never said that. We are promoting the pleasure of sleep.
I'll fight on that battlefield any day.
Damn right. So we have to fight in order to get the reward that the Lord wants you to have. Give me 1 Peter 4:12. This is what you have to put in your mind. Because we are so caught up in our friends and our families and our loved ones. Read.
This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
What is the first thing that happens when life just does not go your way? What's the first thing you say to the Lord? Why? Why, Lord? Why me? Why do I have to go through this? I keep the laws. I do what you tell me to do. Everybody else around me is being blessed. Everybody else around me got big cars, big houses, big everything. Just living life lavish, living their best life. You understand? Why me? The scripture said, do what?
Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trials which is to try you.
Don't think something's wrong with you because of the trials that are trying you. The scripture says, with whom much is given, what? Much is required. Keep reading.
As though some strange thing happened unto you.
And as though something strange has happened unto you. as though you're the problem, as though it's something wrong with you. Don't think it's you. Keep reading.
But rejoice, inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's suffering.
Christ is what?
Christ's suffering.
Christ is what?
Christ's suffering.
Read.
That when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
That's what you need to think about. The more suffering you get, then the more what you get? Rewards. It's just like hours. It's like you going to work. The more hours you put in, then the more what you get? Money. The more pain and suffering you go through, then the more what you get? Reward. That's why your life's so hard. Your life's so hard because the Lord wants to give you so much. How long did it take for Abraham to get what he's been asking for? 100 years. You understand? He may not come when you want it, but he'll be there on time. It's a lot here. No Christianity. But that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. Go ahead.
So with those blessings, so to speak, that those Christians have, wouldn't that be, like he said, the gift that's destroying the heart?
Yes, that's another thing. Yeah, because it makes you feel like since you're getting so many gifts, you feel like the Lord is with you. But it's actually the Lord making you content and comfortable and not try to be better. The more stuff people get with money, it makes them not follow the laws. It makes them comfortable with their weed. Makes them comfortable being whores. Because I got a house. I got a car. I got a wife and children. And I smoke weed every day. I rob. I steal. I kill. I do all of that. I get haircuts. You know what I'm saying? I eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. I celebrate every holiday on the white man's calendar. And the Lord is with me. That's what they think. But the scripture calls that the deceitfulness of riches. The Lord is making you content and getting you comfortable with the riches of the white man. Because the riches of the white man does not make you righteous. Give me Psalms. Psalms 11:5.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 11, verse 5. The Lord trieth the righteous.
Who does he try?
The Lord trieth the righteous.
How does he try you? Does he try you with happiness? Does he try you with a smile, with giving you everything? No. He tries you by taking things from you. He tries you by hurting you, putting you through hardship. Keep reading.
But the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hateth.
The Lord tries the righteous, but he hates the wicked. You looking at the wicked's lifestyle, like the Lord loves them. He loves them more than he loves me because they're not sleeping under the freeway. They're not living paycheck to paycheck. They're not in a predicament. They car ain't breaking down every other day. So the Lord gotta love them. The Lord hate them.
Right.
He hates them. The Lord hates what?
Sinners.
The Lord hates sinners. Right. So don't think because of the things that you go through, it's because the Lord hates you. Give me Romans chapter 5, verses 3. Romans 5 and 3. Read what you got.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 5, verse 3. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also.
What do we glory in? We should be happy when what? We glory in what?
But we glory in tribulations also.
We glory in the tribulations and the trials that we go through. Read.
Knowing that tribulation worketh patience.
What do we know? What do we learn by going through stuff? How to be patient. You don't learn patience when you never have to deal with something that makes you want to slap it.
Right.
You understand? You have to have something in your life that makes you want to slap the teeth out of its mouth to teach you how to be patient. You don't learn that with living with something that doesn't try you.
Right.
When you living with a woman with a smart mouth, she all in your face, head roll and finger points, trying to poke at your head. You won't learn patience with a woman that's just always. No, you're gonna learn patience when she's in your face and you like. Let me leave.
Right.
No, I got patience.
I'm finna get out of here because I see you right now with darkness in your mouth, teeth missing, wanted, teeth wanted. That's how I see you. So let me get out of this house. That's how you learn patience.
Oh, man.
Read the next verse.
Con, verse 4. Salakia. Salakia, verse 4. But patience, experience, and experience, hope. Verse 5. And hope maketh not ashamed.
See, with patience comes experience. Then with the experience comes hope. And when you get hope, you're not ashamed. You're not afraid. Then when you see somebody else going through it, you're like, hey, bro, it's not bad. You can make it through this. You understand? But you don't get that type of strength by not going through anything. You got to go through tests, trials, hurt, harm, danger, anger, fussing and fighting to feel like, then that's when the Lord is going to know that you deserve the reward he wants to give you.
I got a precept, if I could, sir.
Go ahead.
And it goes to what you were saying earlier about hospitality, like I said, about being a master at the craft. You know what I'm saying? And I always stand in the word. It's Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and the comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
See, through the comfort of the scriptures. That's people look at this Bible like it's just the book.
Right.
But this is what gives you comfort and hope when things get hard. Because you are reading other people that went through the same thing that you were going through and worse. How many of y'all been put in the lion's den? Exactly. Ain't none of us been put through no lion's den.
I thought you talking metaphorically.
No, I'm talking about roaring, hungry lions in your face.
Right.
Okay, yeah. You don't know nothing about that. But you can read a story about a brother that went through that, how the Lord looked out for him. Then you can look at, I lost my job, and be like, so? That ain't nothing compared to what Daniel went through.
Right.
I mean, it must have been hung on the cross.
Good night, brother.
Upside down.
Good night.
How many of you had your head? How many had your heads cut off? Exactly. Everybody been stoned? Did anybody say they were going to stone you?
Right.
Stoning is worse than being shot.
Right.
Because it takes a lot of stones to kill you. If I shoot you in the head, you're going to die. Right?
Right.
But if I stone you in the head, how many stones does it take to the head to kill you? That's like how many licks does it take to get to the center of the goddamn pot? You understand? How many stones does it take to the head to kill you? You don't know. We're gonna find out when the kingdom comes on, because we're gonna stone Edomites. And I'm gonna remember this, and I'm gonna be like, hey, let's stone niggas to find out how long it takes to kill Edomites with stones. It may be in the density of the stone, you know, like you gotta have a certain weight. We don't find out. Don't worry about it. We're safe for the kingdom. Remember this. Note that. Go ahead, Aaron.
Now I was about to say, especially if you live in a town with little rocks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of rocks.
Right. So you get stoned with rocks this big. That's all day. All day stoning.
That's what they start off with, little ones.
Right.
Until they see, okay, he's not
Right. You understand? That is why the Lord puts you through so much pain and agony and test. Because when he gives you the reward, when he gives you the gift that about healing and raising the dead and healing the sick and doing all of that, you will know you deserve it. You will know not to mistreat it because you will know how to have patience. You know how to be meek and humble. You know how important it is, Salakia. You know how important it is to not be emotional. You know what I'm saying? Right now, being emotional seems logical. But when you got the power to just kill someone at will, then you have to have mercy. But you can't be emotional and a bitch and think you're going to handle powers the right way.
Right.
So the Lord has to test you and try you and put you through all types of scrutiny to make sure that when you get this power, you won't use it the wrong way.
Right.
Anybody got it? Somebody else had a hand up? I think somebody. No sweat. Give me 1 Timothy 6 and 12. Then we're going to go into the power.
It's the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6, verse 12. Fight the good fight of faith.
Fight what?
Fight the good fight of faith.
Fight the good fight of faith. Read.
Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called,
Read.
and hast professed a good profession before many witnesses.
You understand that? You got to keep fighting, man. You can't get weak when stuff happens. Scripture in Proverbs said, if when you're tested, the scripture in Proverbs said, if when you're tested, you fall weak, then you're weak.
Right.
That's what it says. It's like, if you don't pass the test, then you're weak. Show that you're not weak. Because think about this. Give me Judges 14 and 5. Book of Judges, chapter 14 and 5. When you get it, read it.
It's the book of Judges, chapter 14, verse 5. Then went Samson down and his father and his mother to Nath, and came to the vineyards of Tamatha. And behold, a young lion roared against them. Verse 6, the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and he rent him as he would have rent a kid.
Now, if you got power like strength like this, and you get mad because your girl ain't responding to text messages,
Right.
you're going to destroy something. You're going to end up locked up somewhere. You understand? So before the Lord gives you this type of strength and this type of power, the Lord tests you to make sure you don't do nothing wrong with it. The Lord see, how did Samson lose his power?
Well, for one, he dealt with a heathen and she cut his hair.
So we walk among heathen every day. Beautiful heathen, right? What do we do when we see them? We keep walking. You know why? Because that's a test that we're not going to fall. We're not going to fail that test. Because we look at you, we see you, okay. We keep on moving. But back then, Samson, we look at him like, look, stinking ass heathen. Look, East Indian. You know, she can't have kids. All her kids gonna come out with some type of deformity.
Right.
You have a big hand, a little hand. You know what I'm saying? 8 fingers on this hand, 10 fingers on this hand. You know what I'm saying? That's how we look at them. What did Samson see? Damn. You understand? You got to be tested so that you won't have to go through this. So you won't put yourself through the scrutiny Samson went through. Samson got his eyes burnt out. Samson God made a spectacle in front of this nation of heathens because he wasn't strong enough. He was strong enough physically because the Lord gave him power to fight and kill thousands of people with a jawbone of an ass, but he wasn't strong enough to fight against a heathen bitch. You understand? So we are getting tested above everybody else, spiritually, physically, emotionally, just all around tests, because the power that the Lord is going to give us is going to be greater than anybody ever seen.
And along with that, sir, with that patience, we got to have compassion.
Right.
The scripture says, "Judge that ye be judged."
Right.
So we got to be able to look at our people and not always sentence them to death. Sometimes you got to sentence them to mercy.
That's right. That's what we got to see. Christ gave us mercy. Right. All of us deserve death. That's what the Pharisees and Sadducees tried to do with that woman that was caught committing adultery. They was like, we caught her blowing rod. Right. What say ye? He without sin cast the first stone. And you know what they said? Nothing. Because they had no mercy, but Christ did. Christ was the only person in there eligible to pick up a stone and throw it.
That's right.
But he didn't. And that's how we got to be. We got to know how to judge righteously. Go ahead.
If I could, sir. What was so wise about a nigga like Christ? If they really wanted to stone her and judge her for the adultery, they would have done that when they found her. So Christ knew that them bringing her here, it was a reason. Right. And that's what Commander Junior Hunter teaches us today. Like, we got to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. We need to recognize that why these things are being brought before us. You know what I'm saying? Because Christ knew if you really wanted to stone this woman, you could have done that where you were. So he knew that they had an ulterior motive. Exactly. So that's how we got to look at these heathens. When we walk around see these white women and these dogs, and now we got to look at them like, you have an ulterior motive. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have a father. I do. That's right. My daddy told me to leave your stinking ass alone.
Give that brother a hand, man. Because that's exactly what our father told us. He told us to leave these stinking ass heathens alone. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we got to do. But you can't do that if you're weak. You can't do that if you're weak under some box and looking at some tail. Like, man, she got a wagon back there. Look at them dumps. And now you done fell into the trap of the dumps. Yeah, you stuck with stinky dumps for the rest of your life. Lord, that man. Not me, Lord. Give me Joel 2:7. Now, this is the most spiritual power. This is what's going to happen when Christ returns. Go ahead.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 7. They shall run like mighty men.
Mm-hmm.
They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march every one on his way, and they shall not break their ranks. Verse 8. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
You hear that? The Lord is going to make it to where we're going to be running up walls, running in these heathens' houses, taking their stuff. And we're going to take their stuff. And we're going to fall on a sword, and what's going to happen? And not be wounded. What? Ain't no swords out here today. So what that mean? We're going to be taking bullets like Hancock. like Superman. You understand? That's what the Lord gonna give you. We ain't gonna get into no emotional nigga that's getting shot because my baby mama. No, that ain't you ain't gonna be. The Lord ain't giving you powers because you beefing with your baby mama on social media, and she's made a post about you. Now you at her front door with a bulletproof body. No. You gotta go through your baby mama cussing you out and being patient. You gotta go through people making threats and you knowing how to exude the strength that you have. You got rank in the school. You got brothers and sisters that will die. You got brothers that will die and kill for you.
Right.
And you got the power to say, it's all good. Don't worry about it. The Lord will deal with it. Let her talk. Let them talk. It's going to get handled. Because the Lord handles business way better than you can ever handle.
That's right.
I'm telling you. It's been a lot of times I've been wanting to get some vengeance. And the vengeance that the Lord took on them, I would have never thought of it.
Right.
Like, damn, you did it like that? Well, Most High Christ. I was finna put, me and my niggas was finna get put in a predicament to where we was all finna be in jail.
Right.
But the Lord handled it in a way where we all free having drinks about how the Lord did it.
Right.
Go ahead.
We thinking about sleeping niggas. He giving niggas stage 2 cancer.
Right. Exactly. That is what you got to understand about the Lord and the power that He's trying to give you. Let me show you how. Give me Acts 5 and 15. Let me show you something about the power that the Lord want to give. And if He said we are going to have greater, we're going to do greater works. Somebody give me that scripture. Look that scripture up for me. Somebody look up the scripture that said we're going to do greater works. I think it's like John or something. Go ahead. Go ahead, Acts.
The book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 15. And so much that they brought forth the sick into the streets and laid them on the beds and couches, that at the least the shadow of Peter passing by might overshadow some of them.
Read.
There came also a multitude out of the cities round about unto Jerusalem, bringing sick folks and them which were vexed.
Wait, bringing sick what?
Folks.
Sick what?
Folks.
This is more proof that black people wrote the Bible.
Right.
Sick folks. This is nigger English. Keep reading.
And them which were vexed with unclean spirits.
So this is saying that the men of the Lord were walking around healing people. The power of the Lord was on them so strong that they was laying people in the street. They were like, okay, the sun is right here. So Peter's shadow should be right here. Okay, so we're going to lay everybody on this side of the street because maybe his shadow will hit us and we could be healed. That's the kind of power that we're going to be having. And if they had that, we're going to have more than that. We're going to do works that no man has seen. We're going to do things that you ain't going to even be, that you can't even imagine us doing. Go ahead, sis.
That's why I will always say Christians are so stupid. Because the reason why I say it is because they think, like, Christ is the man. He's the man. We all know that. Right. You know what I'm saying? But they only believe he can do those kind of things.
Right.
And not the priests and prophets of the Lord that are in here.
You know why they believe that? Because they don't read the Bible.
Right.
They don't read the Bible. Read this verse.
Y'all gonna do greater.
Give me the book of John. I'm going to show you something real quick.
This is the book of John, chapter 14, verse 11. Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me. Or else believe me for very works' sake. Verse 12.
If you don't believe anything, just believe for the work's sake. Believe what you see us doing. Believe what we saying is true because you know I was a weed head.
Right.
You know that all we used to do every day was smoke weed. And now we don't smoke at all. Believe it for the work's sake. If you don't believe nothing else, just believe what you actually see.
Right.
That's what he's saying. Keep reading.
Come. John chapter 14. We started at verse 11. Now we're at verse 12. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, he do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father.
Do you hear that? Christ is saying, You believe what you see, but believe this. You are going to do greater works than I did, because now I'm finna go and vouch for you. I'm finna go sit before the Father. Give me the scripture that says whatever is loosed on earth, whatever bound on earth, it should be loosed in heaven, something like that. I think it's bound on earth, loosed in heaven. That's a perfect precept for what we talking about right now.
Verse 13 and 14, sir.
Yeah, read that, verse 13.
Verse 13, and whosoever shall ask in my name, that will I do.
Do you hear that? We ask in the name of Christ because he is the one that made it to where we can get this power like this. Because at first, we were in bad standings with the Lord. So now we'll be in good standings because Christ was our sacrifice. It's like saying, it's like you saying, Lord, I know I don't deserve it, but I did sacrifice this bull to you. And then he said, okay, I accepted the bull. I hear you cry. Well, now we saying, Lord, I know I don't deserve it, but I believe in your son, Jesus. I believe in YAHANNA and what he did for us. He's like, well, that's my boy.
Right.
So since you coming, it's like you going to the club and you say, Dontrell, that's my cousin. He like, oh, Dontrell, your cousin? Come on, you good. Put him in VIP. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is with Christ. Go ahead.
I wanted to add something real quick, if you don't mind, sir.
Go ahead.
Some of you had said earlier when you asked, how do they know pretty much what's the best teacher? Because they watch us.
Right.
And when you brought the scripture out, John 14 and 11, it says, believe me that I am in the Father and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very work's sake. Now, when we go to John 3 and 2, the scripture say, and this is talking about Nicodemus, the same came to Jesus by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher come from God, for no man can do these miracles that thou doest except God be with him. A lot of times people are not going to believe the white man and devil because we say so.
Right.
They're going to believe that we got the truth because, like you said, a brother who been on smoking weed and crack all his life, now all of a sudden he does not.
Right.
The girl who been celebrating birthdays all her life, every year the same. Now this year she does not do it. What is so powerful that got you changing your life? Then you will know that it was the truth.
That lets you know that it was a miracle. That lets you know that the change that happened in your life was just not something small. It was a goddamn miracle. Go ahead, read that. What you got?
I have a question.
Go ahead, ask a question.
This is for like dealing with like Old Testament Hebrews. I mean, I know like it's no point, but at the same time, this is something that they would bring up. Verse 14, where it says, "If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. If ye love me, keep my commandments." But they would say like that's considered idolatry because no man comes before the Most High God. So how is it asking anything in Christ 14? Christ said, verse 13 it says, "And whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. If ye love me, keep my commandments."
Read verse 20.
Verse 20. "At that day ye shall know that I am in my Father, and ye in me, and I in you."
That's how. Because they're not the same. Right. And he's letting it be known that we're not the same. I'm doing it in its rank and order. I'm doing it in the Father. I'm not doing this by my own power. Like I said earlier, if it was us, we would say Most High in Christ. But if it was Creflo Dollar, he would say he'd been working on his chakras. You know what I'm saying? He would try to make himself seem like he's the all-powerful being that's doing these miracles when Christ is letting it be known that I'm doing the work of my Father. And if you do it, you're doing the work of me because you are in me and I'm in my Father. Go ahead.
And if I could, sir, the scripture in verse 15, it says, if you love me, keep my commandments. What commandments Christ brought?
Right.
So whose commandments is he talking about? He's talking about the laws and commandments that Moses brought.
Do you know why he said keep my commandments? Because Christ is the word.
Right.
Christ is the word of the Most High. He is so much like the Most High. He's speaking third person like he the Most High.
And if I can add that, and I didn't understand it when I first got in the truth, but later on I understood what was going on. I was watching the old show of Israelite Vibes, and Commanding General YAHANNA and General Muhammad was on the show. And the caller called in. He wanted to talk to Commanding General YAHANNA. General Muhammad to the phone was like, "Look, I'm giving you my number." He was like, "No, I want to talk to General YAHANNA." He said, "Talking to me is talking to General YAHANNA."
That's the same way. That's the same way Christ operates. Christ is like, if you see me, you see the Father.
Right.
Because I do the Father's will. We do the exact same thing. We operate the exact same way. So you want to talk to the Lord? Here am I. What do you need? I'm at your service.
Right.
You understand? I gave you a scripture to pull for me.
That was John, sir. That was John 14:11.
Yes, give me that scripture.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 18.
Hold on, give us a second. Matthew chapter 18.
18 and 18.
Verse 18. All right, go ahead.
Verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever ye shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven.
What does that mean? Whatsoever you bound on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatever you shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Go ahead.
If I could, sir, when it says bind, you know what I'm saying, it's talking about like anything that comes against, you know what I'm saying, the throne of the Lord, you know what I'm saying, you cast it down for the Lord's sake, you know what I'm saying, and then for that sake, like prime example, for what Esau has done against Jacob, you know what I'm saying, against the children of Israel, that's bounded upon earth, you know what I'm saying, so it's bound in heaven, you know what I'm saying, so whatever you loose upon earth, like when Christ, you know what I'm saying, he went and taught, you know what I'm saying, the lost sheep of the house of Israel, is loose up in heaven because, you know, they were cast away, you know what I'm saying? And because he's the mediator of the Old Testament for those that, he's the mediator of the New Testament, those are under the Old Testament, they now can come back in because, you know, they are the original children of Israel.
That's true. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir, I was going to say, when he says, verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, whatsoever you shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Is that talking about the things that are lawful now will be lawful in the kingdom versus what is unlawful now should still be unlawful in the kingdom?
Let me help you out. Let me get 1 Corinthians 6:3 before we go anywhere else. And then we're going to break. Somebody, hold where y'all at with the bound on earth and loosed in heaven. I just need somebody to pull.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 3. Know ye not that we shall judge angels?
Yeah, that's what I need. Go ahead.
Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life? If then ye have judgments of things pertaining to this life, set them to judge who are the least esteemed in the church.
Now, know ye not that ye shall judge angels? What is that talking about?
And we will have more rank over the angels.
We'll be able to tell the angels what to do. Like when Elijah called down fire from heaven, who sent? Did the Most High send the fire down? The angels sent the fire down because Elijah called the fire down from heaven. That's why it came. So if you bind it on earth, it will be bounded in heaven. So what does that mean? What's wrong with blind people? Why can't they see? What's happening in the fourth dimension? There's demons that are walking around like this, walking around covering the eyes of the blind. So you're going to say what? You're going to say, let him see. Come uncover his eyes and let him see. And then the angel, which is in heaven, is going to say, whatever is binding on earth will be loosed in heaven. We will have, that's why I said, know ye not that ye will judge the angels. We're going to tell the angels what to do. Read the verse before that, verse 2.
In the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 2. Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world?
We gonna judge the world. Now, how can you be an emotional Negro and not know how to judge? Because you don't feel that that's right. The way you feel about it, I don't like that kind. I don't feel that's cool. Keep reading.
And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters?
So since we gonna be ruling and judging, we can't tell you to stop smoking. People always saying, man, you can't judge nobody. Nobody's perfect. If we can't tell you to stop smoking, then how are we gonna be able to rule in the kingdom? You understand? And what's loosed on earth will be loosed in heaven. Because we are going to be the judges. The elect, the 144,000, is going to sit under Christ. You think Christ is going to be dealing with all the matters? Everything that's going on earth, you think the Lord Christ is going to be dealing with it? That's what the 144,000 is for. And that's what this school is set up for. This school is set up to train people how to be righteous judges. But you can't be a righteous judge if you're weak, if you're soft, if you're emotional, if you don't know how to be content, if you don't know how to deal with little things.
And if I could, you use the example when Christ said to bring your mama, and you looking like, this is my mama, but you wouldn't have no problem slaying somebody else's mama.
Right.
So now you have a respect for a person.
That's right. Now you got to respect as a person because you're not a righteous judge. You're not righteous at all. You're selfish. You are just like the Pharisees and the Sadducees. We have no respect as a person. We do what the Lord wants us to do and not what we want to do. That's what makes it righteous. That's what makes us not emotional, because we do what the Lord wants us to do and not what we want. So you will never be the man the Lord wants you to be if you're always worried about what everybody else thinks, how everybody else feels. All you have to worry about is that you are a soldier of the Lord and what the Lord wants from you. That's all you should be worried about. You understand? So with that, we're going to pass the class over to Preaching Officer Tazadak.
These are the announcements of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We'll start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 months, after this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means a tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest funds, which is a free will offering of priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you should like to give. Upcoming holy convocations. The Passover, April 20th. For information on the Passover, read Genesis chapter 2, verse 3, Exodus chapter 20, verses 8-11, and Leviticus chapter 23, verse 3. If any brother wants to become a trooper into the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirts, headband, pants, and scarf. And these are the announcements.
With that, Amajim, Sar, say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abano, Shabbat Shemayim, Wadah, Hayah, Shimka, Yahweh, Malakaka, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ratazah, Hayah, Bashemayim, let the night walk, Call, Wayam, what's the lucky now? Come walking now. Kasalaka now. Come walking now. Wala now. Manasaya one. Above. I was shy now. My young. Rock. Kawa. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wahala. Wahata para. Aman. In the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debt as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power and glory, forever. So be it. Sir, courtesy salute to the brothers and the sisters. Ma'am Shabbat, Majim, Rock, Yazim Matah, Sir, Ma'am Shabbat, Majim, Rock, Yazim Matah, dismissed.
Down. Drop. He trying to jump down so fast. We can get it together.
He jumped down so he could get down. No, I was holding him. He said,
What's up, man? You got to do like that?